long before I ask. And you know what it takes to keep me coming back. And honey, when my day goes wrong, you make it alright all night long. You don't miss a thing, you don't miss a thing when it comes to loving me. Baby, no, you don't miss a thing. Oh no, you got everything I need. You know what I like, oh, and I like it that way. Baby, you're a step ahead of every move I make. And honey, oh, when it's a loving time, I don't say a word, you just breathe my mind. You don't miss a thing, you don't miss a thing when it comes to loving me. Baby, no, you don't miss a thing. Oh no, you got everything I need. You don't miss a thing, you don't miss a thing when it comes to loving me. Baby, no, you don't miss a thing, you don't miss a thing when it comes to loving me. Baby, no, you don't miss a thing, you don't miss a thing.
If I could look back and change anything, I can't think of anything I would change. I really don't. There were people that really kind of tried to discourage me, which you get that from other, anybody. A lot of songwriters would tell me, "Hey, what are you going to do if you don't make it? What's going to happen if this or that?" I said, I don't think like that. I don't think if I don't make it, because I know I am, not because I'm such a talent or not because I'm better than anybody else, which I know I'm not. There's a lot better singers out there. But I believe that if you work hard enough at something and you want it bad enough and you have a positive attitude, you can do anything you want. I don't care who you are. And that's just my philosophy of life. So I never let what people say discourage me, because I knew just something inside me just kept pushing me, saying, I'll do it. Had I not moved to Nashville, had I not had the dream of becoming a singer, I probably would have gone into art, because I do as a hobby draw portraits of people, and that was a sideline that kind of helped me get my foot in the door in country music, as far as getting to meet a few people and kind of pick their brain about what was going on in the business and if it really was what I thought it was cracked up to be. I would when I was about 15, 16 years old, I decided that my drawing, I could use it to get backstage, maybe to meet some of these entertainers. And there's a little town in Indiana called Nashville, Indiana, and they have a little Nashville Opry there, and a lot of the big name entertainers come through there. I'd say just about everybody eventually. It's probably the best known place in Indiana for big entertainers to come. And I would find out who was going to be there by reading the newspaper, and I'd hurry out, buy their album, get a good picture. I'd sit and draw their picture ahead of time, and then my parents would take me down to the little Nashville Opry, and I'd knock on the backstage door, and I'd get in to see folks that way. I met Tanya Tucker that way. She was the first one I met. And then the one that really stands out in my mind was Dolly Parton. She is one of the sweetest people I've ever met in the business. And she was very, very encouraging to me, and she really liked the picture I drew too. And she sat and talked with me on her bus, showed me her bus, and then we sat down and talked. And she was the most sincere lady, and I was asking her questions about how do you get started in the business and all, if there's anything you can do. And she said, honey, My whole family is all trying to get started, and she said it's just, a full-time job for me to try to help them get in the business. But she said, if that's what you really want to do, said you get in there and you do it, and don't let anybody discourage you. Just go in there and put everything you got into it and do it. And I just have never forgotten her and her attitude. And I would say I admire her attitude about the business more than anybody's. I think she's really got it together. The more you do anything, hopefully, the more confident you'll be at it, because you'll be more at ease with doing it. Like the first time I performed on stage was with Charlie Pride, and it was a 2-week tour in Canada, and it's right after my first single was released with RCA. This was back in November of '79, I guess. And I was shaking like a leaf. Talk about no confidence. Boy, I had none. I was just a nervous wreck, but I got through it. And, people ask me what I remember about it. I just remember that big white light shining in my face, and I couldn't see anything, and it was scary. But, from then to now, it's just night and day difference. I feel a lot more at ease on stage, and I really love performing, which I had never done before. I had been in the studio a lot, done that for 4.5 years while I was working as a secretary. But the performing was real new, and I would say that I've gained a lot of experience and learned from a lot of people like Charlie Pride, who I toured with a lot, and Alabama, and Razzie Bailey, a lot of folks. I've just really sat back and watched, and that's the best way to learn.